Intuitive. Welcome to our Demystify the Divine, Ruffle Your Feathers monthly badass guidance for Phoenix-led transformation. And with the switch and the shift in the format of Demystify the Divine, I have been getting so much feedback that Keone has been missed. So I said, you know what, Keone, you got to come on for this segment. You got to come on.
I got to show a little more cleavage.
Yes, you do. Show a little more of your cleavage today. So I love that you agreed to come on today and participate. And I thought, of all the segments that I do, this is the best one for you and I to kibitz and to commiserate on, because this is all about the sass. And you and I both have a ton of sass, don't we?
Yeah. That's because when I was a baby, my grandmother dipped me in a barrel of sugar.
Oh, that's exciting. So she felt you weren't sweet enough. So she just had to give you a little extra sweetness. Yeah, for me, I think it was the opposite.
They put you in vinegar?
Yeah, they put me in vinegar. Actually, no, I wasn't sweet enough. So I was the vinegar. Anyway, we are going to be talking today about all of your Phoenix personalities and all the things you need to know for this upcoming month for your Phoenix personalities. And for those of you who are watching for the first time and you're going, what is my Phoenix personality? Click on the link below to take the Find Your Phoenix quiz. And you will discover whether you are a copper Phoenix, iron, silver, gold, platinum Phoenix, or liquid diamond Phoenix. And all of these, this is a personality system that came to me a couple of years ago now already. I can't even believe it. And it is really going to point out what Phoenix you are, how you address energies in your life, how you navigate those energies, and how you prefer to be in those energies. When you're in a Phoenix burning mode, how do you handle that upcoming change? How do you navigate those waters? Keone, did you ever take my quiz? I'm just thinking about this right now. Did you ever take the quiz? Do you know what?
Yeah, mine came out plywood Phoenix. What's that? Well, I think it said particle board, one of those.
You must be a hybrid. You're just a hybrid. And so I feel like for you, we could call that like a blank canvas, but you need the canvas on that plywood. So we'll have to pull a special card for you. But make sure you take your quiz. In fact,
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take it. I was just about to say that. I'm just going to take it right now while you're doing what you're doing.
Take it right now. And for anyone who's watching, if you don't know what your Phoenix is yet, you can take that quiz right now and join us and come back. So Copper Phoenixes, we're going to start with you guys this month. And before I even pull the cards, by the way, I'm pulling from the Oracle of Visions by Ciro Marchetti. I'm feeling like you Copper Phoenixes, you need to watch your words. I feel like this month there's a lot that is stirring around things that you have suppressed, things that you have held your tongue about, and you don't want to hold that anymore. And so I feel like for you guys, there's a real potential to have these little outbursts or to surprise yourself by saying things that you normally wouldn't say, but you're just at that place of, I can't hold it in anymore. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, I'm tired of hearing this, or get it out of your head. I've told you a million times, or maybe I haven't told you, but I'm telling you definitely now, no. And no is a complete sentence. So watch your words. I always say it's not about the message. It's about the delivery. And if you don't want to have those uncomfortable moments where you blurt something out and you're like, oh shit, I can't take it back, this is the time to pay attention and to watch your words. So you've been forewarned. All right, here's your card. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You need to be a little more peaceful in your approach. And it's not about not speaking your truth. That's part of the reason that you haven't spoken your truth. You've been holding back. You've been suppressing what it is that you've really been wanting to say or feeling that you needed to express. So this is an invitation to pay attention to your words. We have the beautiful peace dove here. So pay attention to your words, be choosy with your words, really step into what it is that you really want to say, and trust and know that it's going to, if you're coming from the heart space, it's going to be received in the way you need it to be received. The red, look at all of this beautiful red in this picture, in this imagery. The red is root chakra. I feel safe. I feel secure. I have all of my needs met. I not only survive, I thrive. And I feel like for you Copper Phoenixes, sometimes that's where you run into trouble, is you don't always feel safe or accepted, that what you say is going to be safely received. And so you end up bottling it up inside. This is a time to not do that. Call in the energy of that beautiful peace dove, that spirit space, to help you find the words. Big time. Important message. Because I know you Copper Phoenixes, you are big-hearted. You don't want to cause any trouble. You don't want to have any trouble to deal with. You don't want to have to, deal with conflict, but you also don't want to hurt anybody. But sometimes enough is enough. And that's what I feel like. You're coming to the end of your road. Iron Phoenixes. Here's what we got for you guys. So Iron Phoenixes, with you guys being so in flow, you want to be, you're not huge planners necessarily. There's always exceptions to the rule, but you're more very much that in the flow, go with the flow. We think about iron. Iron is forged in the fire. So you're connected to that element of fire, and fire is passion. You can also burn yourselves out because you're going too strong, going too much. This card is coming up because you do need to learn something this month. And someone's going to try and tell you, well, you have to do it in this way. There's only one way to do it, and this is the way to do it. And you're going to say, up your nose with a rubber hose, because that's not the way that it's going to work for me. But I also want to caution you, don't dismiss completely out of turn or out of hand what this person is saying to you. That maybe there's something in their strategy that can be worthwhile to you. You don't have to be in the extreme of things. You don't have to be all or nothing. You can take a few little pertinent pieces of information and apply it to your own process. But the issue that I'm hearing here is that you don't really have a process for what this is yet. And your natural instinct is to say, well, I'll figure it out. I'm resourceful. It'll come to me. And yeah, there's some truth to that. But I feel like whatever this person is saying, even though it's the way that they're saying is not actually, I want to say it feels like it's not sitting well with you. You don't want to dismiss it. Pay attention to it for a little bit and see what you can use from that to help guide you and steer you in the direction of what this new process is going to be. So, Keone, I see you're very excited. You were hoping for a particular Phoenix and you just found something out. What did you find out?
I am a Platinum Phoenix.
Oh, that makes so much sense to me.
Why does that make so much sense? I answered the questions honestly, though.
Good.
Well, I want to say something to anybody who takes the quiz. Here's the thing with quizzes. You have to be honest. You can't just put in what you think you are and what you want to be. You have to actually put the right answers, because some people think higher of themselves or lower of themselves. You got to be very honest to get the right answer.
Very true. So Platinum Phoenix, and you'll get this opportunity when you read through the quiz gives you a little breakdown of your personality and how you deal with things. But Platinum Phoenixes are all about the vision, and they're often misunderstood in this life because they see things so clearly. They have visions and ideas of things that don't yet exist. And they try to convey it and to tell people, here's my vision, here's what we can do, here's what we can see. And people are like, because they just can't connect to it. It's too high of a frequency, or it's just beyond their scope of imagination or understanding. And so Platinum Phoenixes can get really stuck. They can get really frustrated with people. And they get to that place of, you know what, it's just easier to do it myself. And not because you want to do it yourself, because you want to be connected and you want to be seen and heard and you want people to acknowledge these amazing ideas that you're going to do. It's a challenge to find those who can match the vision and also help you to move forward with that. So sometimes it can be very challenging for you to accept help, to feel that there's somebody who can actually do the things that you want to do. And sometimes you can get a little more negative thoughts around, am I ever even going to be able to put all of this stuff out there? People don't even want it. Like, they don't even understand what this is, and they don't want it. How do I feel fulfilled in my life when I'm surrounded by most people who just don't get it? I don't know this for a fact, but people like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, I feel very much would fall into the category of platinum phoenixes, in that they, don't worry, I'm not saying you're a Steve Jobs or an Elon Musk. Just saying from that's an extreme version of that platinum phoenix energy. So when we get to your platinum phoenix reading, we'll see what comes up for you.
But I want to ask you two that's on here. So I'm just going to go, the characteristics says I'm visionary, a broader perspective, super creative solutions. Once vision is clear, you require a team. That's very much so. And you know that personally from working with me. Mm-hmm. Wonderful futuristic visions and dreams in the world, but not of it. That's one I want to ask you about. Exist in a different dimension, committed to the betterment of humanity. I'm always about that. Like, I never just think about myself. Approach your path with tenacity. But the two that came together, if you can explain in the world, but not of it, and exist in a different dimension.
Yes. So being in the world, but not of it, I often use when I'm talking about starseed energy. So these are beings that have come from other realms, other planetary places. They come into a human body. They see their life as a mission. It's not necessarily that they wanted to come into this chaos, this nonsense and shenaniganery. And in fact, they often come from places that are more evolved, have gone through the ascension process, and are no longer about the base things that we deal with, the control and domination energies and the power dynamics that we're dealing with here. They have risen beyond that. They're more in that space of inclusivity. And so coming into Earth and meeting humans, it's kind of like, oh my God, what is going on with all of you? How can you not see this as being really fucked up? How can you not see these choices? Like, all you got to do is this, and everything's going to be okay. But humans get in their own way, right?
Earth is ghetto.
So, yes. So in the world, but not of it, speaks to your starseed origins, that you came into this human body, not necessarily because you wanted to have the human experience, but because you were called to help humanity to rise into their truest potential. And so that's part of why you have these amazing visions, because you've been there and done that in other dimensions. Oh, perfect. I love that. You've been there and done that in other dimensions and in other experiences and past and parallel lives. And you're trying to bring that wisdom into the now space. So does that kind of help to explain in the world, but not of it, and existing in a different dimension?
Yeah, it did actually. It did very, very well. Yeah, love it.
Perfect.
Now,
awesome.
Let's see what you pull. I'm going to leave this up here for a second. I'm tiny, I'm down here. But let's see what you got for me.
Yeah, well, actually, this isn't for you yet. This is the silver phoenixes. So we're going to do silver, gold, and then we're going to do our platinum. So silver phoenixes, I'm super excited. You got my absolute favorite card in this deck. This is very much that Empress energy. And so for my silver phoenixes, I feel like what's coming up for you guys this week is you need a little more of this. You know, the silver phoenixes, you can be very clear, concise, direct. You don't have a lot of... I have a friend who says, I don't suffer fools. This is very much that energy. Silver phoenixes are like, I don't suffer fools. You know, no nonsense and shenaniganery. Give it to me straight. I don't have time for all this blobbity blue. You're very direct. And so I feel like this week, you're going to be dealing with a lot of people who are not very direct. You're going to be dealing with people that are, you know, beating around the bush. And you're just going to be like, are you kidding me? Let's get on with it. And what your guides are saying is step into more of the energy and the essence of this card. Be in the space of, you know what? It'll all get done when it gets done. And I don't need to be the driving force of this. I just need to be myself. Let me take a break. Let me connect with nature. Let me take a moment to enjoy. She's got these two beautiful eggs in the nest, and she's holding those eggs in the nest. Those eggs are getting ready to hatch. So she's in that space of understanding that I'm a part of this new rebirth. But I am the holder, the keeper, the foundation. The foundation doesn't have to expand or grow right now. The foundation just needs to be. And Silver Phoenixes, you have a hard time being. You're always in do mode, moving forward, moving quick, moving fast. This week and this month, I'm telling you right now, you are going to be suffering fools, because that's just the nature of the people that are around you. So to save yourself, I want to say, to put the cuckoo back in the clock, you want to embrace a little more of this and understand that all is going to happen in the time that it's supposed to happen. Let me not get frustrated by the fact that I can't control what other people are doing. I can't get them on board in the ways that I would like. So let me just take a step back and let them figure it out for a little bit, because I am part of that birthing process. And all I got to do is just keep an eye on the eggs, because when they hatch, that's my time to act. That's my time to move. Ooh, it's going to be an interesting month for you, Silver Phoenixes. All right, Gold Phoenixes.
It's your time to act, or your time to make scrambled eggs, one or the other.
Well, you could do that, and that's the I want to say the shadow side of the Silver Phoenix, right? You get into that space of fuck all this, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it myself, and I'm going to bulldoze through this, and hell hath no fury, right? And then in the end, you look back and you go, maybe I overreact a little bit, and now I got a nest to clean up, and now, okay, I had 2 really delicious eggs, but I don't have anything left, and that wasn't the purpose of the eggs. Right. So now I got to start the process over again, right? So save yourself some time. Gold Phoenixes. All right. So this is really interesting. Gold Phoenixes, you're going to be running into a lot of people who are showing their inauthentic selves. And for you golds, you really have a hard time with that, because you are very, I want to say, you wear your hearts on your sleeves. You're all out there. You're all about the love and the, come into my home and mi casa y su casa and all the rest of it. But when you run into people who are not authentic, sometimes that can take you by surprise. Sometimes that can throw you off your game, because you tend to overinvest. This is a month for you guys to not overinvest. How do you not overinvest? By paying attention to when people are wearing their masks. And she's got this beautiful Venetian nose. It's not even a mask, but it distorts her face. You can't really tell what she looks like. It's always fascinating to me, Keone, how we can look at people's pictures and you remove one feature and it just completely changes the look of the person, right? So I feel like that's what's going on here. And for some of you, I feel like there's going to be a truth revealed around a particular person or individual, because they are removing one aspect and you're going to see them in a completely different light, and it's going to be disconcerting. You're not going to understand. It's like the brain can't compute. What is it that I'm seeing and witnessing here? Because you're going to be kind of attached to the way that you've always seen or known this person to be, or known this situation to be. But it's going to be different. This person's going to be different. Could be different in a good way, could be different in a not so good way. Be prepared. The point for you guys is, if you don't overinvest and you don't take it personally, sort of when this happens, when it is revealed to you, you can say, wow, I'm really glad I have that information, because that now is going to help me to decide how I choose to move forward. Keone, you have an inspiration.
Yeah, well, you're talking about how you're used to seeing someone. It's very funny, because depending on how you meet someone is how you remember it. So I'm not bald. I do grow hair, right? So for a long period of time, like for instance, in high school, I had hair. And then when I started wrestling, I shaved it all off. So everyone who saw me thought I looked weird, because they never saw me with bald head.
Right.
So then when I graduated and I went back to having hair, everyone who was used to seeing me without hair was like, you look weird with hair. Then I joined the army, I go back to bald, you look weird again. And then when I get out of the army, I go back to hair, you look weird again. And now I'm back to bald. So that's what I was getting when you're like, when things change, you have a sect of people that know you for having hair. So when you cut it, you look weird. But the people who used to see me bald, when I grow my hair, you look weird.
That's so funny. You know, and that's something for the gold phoenixes to consider as well, is seeing people for who you wish them to be or for who they were in the past, but not necessarily seeing them for who they are in the present and in the now. And that's an important lesson for all of us. I feel like that's a takeaway for all of us is, you know, don't place that on someone else, because we are always shifting and changing, and you are running into some people who are shifting and changing, and they may not look the same way because they're different on the inside, and sometimes that affects how we look on the outside, or it affects the masks that we wear out in public. So really interesting insight, Keone. Thank you for that. All right, Keone, here's your Platinum Phoenix.
Uh-oh.
So this is another favorite card in the deck for me. So for you Platinums, this is a month where you really need to, I want to say, block out your time or be very specific about what you're investing your time and your energy into. It's almost like you want to schedule personal time in for yourself every single day, and work your work schedule around that personal time, because the rest and the recharge is going to be key. There's something about the energy this month, I feel, that kind of rocks your world a little bit in ways that, you know, you don't want it to. And you can get easily drained, easily fatigued. And I feel like there's an energy here of the wheel of time. And I feel like a lot of this is because where you were supposed to be taking rest, you were more drawn to push through it. Move, go, go, go. You got to take the rest. And so it's almost like the universe is saying, I'm shutting you down on purpose, because if you don't take this rest now, you're not going to get to where it is you're wanting to go. And we don't want to see that happen. So I want to say, you want to build your life this month around your personal time, around your self-care time. So work is secondary in essence. And I mean, of course, be smart about it. Like, we all have to pay our bills and, you know, that kind of thing. But Platinum Phoenixes, there's a lot that you're going to be, I'm hearing that June is going to be a huge freaking month for all of you. May, if you have not taken the time to rest and relax and recharge prior to May, you're going to run into some trouble. So, you know, this is a great month to take some vacation time. And I want to say, if you don't, it's not going to be anybody else's fault but your own. It's, you got to do it for you. And if you don't do it for you, sucks to be you. You're gonna suffer for that. You're gonna suffer for that. So let's move on from that and just be smart. Give yourself the time that you need.
It's hilarious. I'm trying to take some time off this month because next month I have to drive a U-Haul from North Carolina to South Dakota, and it's my birthday month, so there's a lot going on, and it's going to be a very, very busy month. So that's funny that you said that. Yeah. That was a wonderful card. If I could bend like that, my personal life would be so much better.
Yes. I know, she's in this beautiful yoga pose. If it makes you feel any better, I can't do that either. All right. And
well,
now
sweetie, we don't meet the same kind of men, so it's okay.
You're right. We're not in competition there, so we're good. So now we have our Liquid Diamond Phoenixes. And Liquid Diamond Phoenixes, here's an interesting card for you. Don't get trapped in the, I want to say, first of all, don't get trapped in other people's bullshit. But also don't get trapped in somebody's painted fantasy of what they want you to see or know or feel or understand. I keep seeing like the smarmy salesman who, you know, is trying to sell you the broken down 12-year-old car that, you know, is on its last leg, and you know, the salesperson knows that it's got a bad engine, but they are laying it on thick, and they've, you know, given it a new fancy shiny paint job, and they are just Liquid Diamonds. Here's the bottom line. You always like to see the best in people. This is a time when you need to have your eyes wide open, because there is definitely a lot of energy around you that there's a kind of a manipulative energy trying to get you to believe something that isn't necessarily truth. I'm also feeling when we're talking about sort of these Venus fly traps in this picture, you know, she's smart. Look at her face. She's smart. She's looking at you and she's gone, okay, I know that you're full of bullshit. But there's also a part of her that goes in her mind, maybe I'm the one that's full of bullshit. Maybe I'm the one that's misreading this. You know, I'm harshly judging this person. Why am I doing that? Maybe I'm in the wrong. I want to say this is also not a time for self-doubt. Here's the thing. More is lost through indecision than wrong decision. If you're feeling some type of way about somebody, trust it. Even if you're wrong in the end and you have to apologize later, just don't say anything nasty. Just be like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to need to, think about it. Thank you so much. Or I need a little more time with this. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing. And go home and think about it. If you end up saying no and then you find out later you were wrong, okay, no big deal. You can always course correct, or you can find somebody else, to do the same thing. But what I'm hearing here is it's your intuition that's telling you that this person is full of bullshit. So no room for self-doubt. Anytime you are doubting yourself, I feel like it's you in that space now of saying, listen, ego, shut the hell up. Go sit on the couch. I'm going to put tape over your mouth because I'm not doing this anymore. You're just not right. This is just not right. So I want to say, kick that self-doubt and effort to the curb, because that's what is required. You've got people around you who are filling you full of whatever they are trying to paint, whatever picture they're trying to paint, and it's not for you. It's not for you. Don't worry about being nice. Don't worry about, we can be kind. We can always be kind, but we can also just say no. No, you can say no, thank you, but you can also just say no, and that's okay. Holy cannoli. So, Keone, I am a liquid diamond phoenix, so I'm going to go back and listen to that particular message because I feel like I'm feeling all types of things. I got chicken.
I feel like instead of people taking the quiz, they should make their best friend take the quiz and answer for them. I feel like they'll get more honest answers.
You'll get more honest answers with it? Yeah. Sure. That's an interesting
have your best friend do it for you and not you.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I should probably take that advice too. And
actually do it twice, because there's no limit to how many times you can take it, right?
Yeah.
So take it yourself and then have your best friend or if you like your spouse, your husband or your wife, take it as an answer for you and see what you get, see the difference that you get. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try that.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Yeah, I fully suggest that for everybody. So that is our Ruffle Your Feathers, and hopefully your feathers are ruffled in a positive way this week. Yes, I love that. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. And I'm just realizing we had quite a few feathers in our readings today.
Yeah, we did.
Feathers here. We had feathers here with the silver phoenixes. The gold phoenixes had feathers. So yeah, feathers were definitely represented. Oh, and we've got feathers here too. We've got a little.
And that wasn't even by design. That's crazy.
Yeah, I love that. So thanks so much, Keone, for being on and being my my co-host for Ruffle Your Feathers, and sending everyone tons and tons of love, tons of support. Consider joining my Black Feather community. It's completely free. We talk all things Phoenix and transformation, and we're all about community and building connections with like-minded, like-hearted souls, because we don't really need to do all of this alone. And yet so often we feel so alone. So come and join us, and we'll have a great time. We do a Spread Your Wings challenge every month. I do a bunch of readings and things in there as well, so we'd love to have you. Thanks so much, Keone.
And if you want the chance to ask her for a live reading, you can catch her on her channel, The Black Feather Intuitive, on YouTube, or Keone Productions on YouTube, 12 p.m. last Wednesday of every month. That's the live show where you can get in there and get a horoscope, card pull, and guidance. There you go.
Yes. Thank you for reminding me. That's with Dwayne. Yes. Dwayne and I get to do all sorts. And it's so funny because he's just so funny. And the three of us, I think it's just like the freaking comedy hour.
Yeah. Three stages.
I always feel so good after it. So, we'd love to see you guys there. Absolutely. Take care, guys. Transform well.